The real issue is not whether you're black or white, whether you're a woman or a man. In my view, a woman could be elected president of the United States. The real issue is, whose side are you on? Are you on the side of workers and poor people, or are you on the side of big money and the corporations?
Bernie Sanders has taken the lead in Iowa, says the latest polls, and obviously Elizabeth Warren is getting desperate, very desperate, desperate enough to the point that she is sending her team, apparently, to go on a lie to CNN about a statement that Bernie Sanders has never made. Just weeks before the Iowa caucus and 1 day before the CNN-hosted town hall, CNN decides to drop an article claiming that Bernie Sanders, inside of a private meeting with Elizabeth Warren, they cite unknown sources and sources unwilling to go on the record. If you're so confident that Bernie Sanders actually said any of this, then why aren't you willing to put yourself on the record? It doesn't make any sense. So the fact that CNN is so illegitimate that they're so desperate and illegitimate that they're just citing random people who claim that they were in a room, but they were refused to go on the record for it and actually say it, are claiming that Bernie Sanders, inside of a private meeting with Elizabeth Warren, said that a woman could not win the presidency. So after about 12 hours radio silence from Elizabeth Warren, she finally puts out a statement, which she could have done in the first hour or two, but instead, no, she had to think about it for about 12 hours, and then finally put out a statement, actually confirming the statement. Now, she doesn't actually say that that's exactly from the article, that's exactly what Bernie Sanders said, because obviously that's a complete lie, and it's not what he said, but she instead does try to actually half-ass confirm the CNN article after taking 12 hours to think about whether she's going to try and throw Bernie under the bus, and then ultimately decided to, I suppose. Where you can see here, she says, "I thought a woman could win. He disagreed." Now, unfortunately for Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders has been on the right side of history for well over 40 years. Not just on healthcare, war, economic justice, etc., but also on women's rights, and not just women's rights, but women's empowerment.
Has there ever been a woman mayor?
Not in Burlington. There have been, and there are women mayors all over the country. There's a woman governor. Who can tell me the name of our governor? Yeah.
I think it's Madeline Kunin.
That's right, Madeline Kunin. And Governor Kunin is a woman. And there are other, not a whole lot, I think there's one other woman governor. There are the mayor of San Francisco is a woman, and there are many women mayors, but not enough. And one of the very important things, and I hope that all the girls in this class understand, that you, just as much as the boys, have a right to become president. There's not been a woman president, although there was a woman who was giving thought to running for president this time, from Colorado, a woman named Representative Schroeder gave some thought. So I hope that the girls will think that they have the right to be involved in politics quite as much as the boys do. It's beginning to change, but it's not changing fast enough.
It's beginning to change, but it's not changing fast enough. I believe those words from then Mayor Bernard Sanders can pretty much wrap up this entire CNN article, Elizabeth Warren's half-ass confirmation, and this entire election cycle.